Okay, this is about the MC-808 Editor. I might stop the echo, or I might make it worse. Sounds like I make it worse. So you have to put up with that reverb. MC-808 Editor on the PC. That's my PC, and here's the MC-808. So what we're going to do is fire this up. I'm going to be using a Roland GoPro mixer. This is the output of the 808 coming down into the mixer, and I'm going to be using a Yamaha UX16. There it says Yamaha UX16. It says on the bottom there, and I'm going to use that as like an interface, so I can use the program that Roland supply off their website. There's a couple of things I have to change on the MC-808. Now I'll just tilt this up a little bit so you can see at the top. There's my MIDI connections, and that's the audio. Put that back down to there. Zoom in a bit so you can see the screen there. So I'm going to go into System, and from System I need to scroll through, we're looking for MIDI transmit and receive here. Right, so the two important settings are soft through needs to be off and remote keyboard switch off. The rest of it's fine. That device ID is what the program will recognize this unit as having, and that's it. So we'll go out of that to patch, get back into the patch menu, zoom out again, put it back to reasonable level, come over here to the computer screen, make sure it's zoomed out, drop down the colour a bit, and run this program. Okay, so there it says devices aren't set up correctly, make sure the settings in the setup MIDI devices dialog box, and that's because I've not yet plugged in this little thing, which is the USB end. So I'm going to plug that in now. Click OK on the alert. Now, so that, let's just zoom out. See how the editor screen's only small there. If you want to make it bigger, this is obviously in Windows. What I do is I right click on the desktop. Let's just zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Right click on the desktop, go to display settings, left click, and here where it says change the size of text apps and other items 100%. If I change that to 150 for me, you could try the other settings. Everything zooms in super big, so the editor now fills the whole of the screen. So for me that makes it a little bit easier to use. Yeah. And then I'm going to set it up. So I need to go to Setup, Set up MIDI devices, MC-808 input, and there's my Yamaha UX16 interface. Output, Yamaha UX16, and then device ID here. That's the device ID we saw on the unit before. That's just in case we've got lots of units connected. Now click OK. And now I'm ready, in theory, to set up some sort of communication. There's various options we can go through. I'll go through the menu with you. File, open and close, save. Sorry, open, save as, etc. Edit, which is initialize a part. Copy, paste, and all the other stuff. View. Set up. And there we are, on the manual. So if we click on the manual, it'll open up the browser. I want it to use Opera. And here's the editor manual. So this is like an HTML file that opens up in your browser. And you go through all that lot and it'll tell you particularly what I told you previously. This is how I found out. Just looked at the manual. The soft through is off and the remote keyboard switch off. And it even tells you how to do it. You can also connect via USB. I've not tried that. And as it says there, before using it, set up the MIDI devices menu, which is what we just did. Using the editor, here we go. So to read MC-808 settings into the editor, press the read button and it should do it. So let's minimize that, go back here and there's the read button. Click on that, and this might take a while. Anyway, elevator music. Should have had the MC-808 playing something. Yeah. Right, so let me turn up the volume. That's an interesting point. The volume wasn't turned up. And now there's the output. Don't know why I've only got one channel there. Let's check these connections are in properly. Yeah, right. So I don't know if you noticed that then. When I press play here, you've got the sliders moving up and down there. And the same as they are on the unit. There we go. So it works. Fairly simple. Now it's got the names here. See that there? You've got part 1, which equates on the 808 to this being lit up part 1. It says it up here, part 1 sub signal. If you can see that, there you go. So there's 16 parts going across here, and each of the parts has a different name, so a different patch, sorry. So this is poison bass here. Yeah. So if we look back on the editor, if you can see it, poison bass is part 2. So dead simple. For me, this helps to get the parameters in my head of how the thing works, how the MC-808 processes information, how all the different patches are made up. Now, across the top here, you've got Comp EQ, MFX1 and 2, reverb and mastering. They're the same as these buttons here. Yeah, so if I take comp off there and then go back to the screen, comp's gone off there. So the device updates automatically straight away over the MIDI, and if you want to change it, you can go here to parameters, and that's the Comp EQ parameters. So then you can see what exactly is going on while you're editing. I think it's very helpful, which is why I use it. And it's the same for all of these. They're all different screens, depends upon the different selection option choice that you make. Helpful particularly for me for like reverb and stuff. You can choose whichever one it is, and then like pan delay we could have there. Let's put the time up. So in real time, you're actually changing the settings. Oh, sorry, what I'm doing while I'm doing this is I'm just pressing the pads. So I'm just showing you this editing in real time. So if you want the delay to last longer, obviously you take that feedback up over here. Yeah. So it's quite interesting to be able to see it for me with my eyes, rather than having to try and imagine it. So there for plate, you've got a lot more settings. Yeah. So let's pop that up there and take this up. So you can hear all of a sudden. It's brilliant. I love it. Yeah, you can immediately. Anyway, so there we go. And then you're mastering. Wrong one. Parameters. I tell you, I don't understand all what these do yet, so that's what I'll be looking at as I've now got this program running. Dead simply. You've got here routing, so that you can sort of have a look and think, oh, what does this do? Yeah, I do anyway. Look, you can change that and see all the actual routing. So because I work in like in my head, I can see pictures. So this picture of what's happening behind all these and behind the voices is really helpful to me. And I don't know if it'd be helpful to you or not, but it is to me. Compress, so we can change some of these. Perhaps filter, enhancer, guitar amp sim, or delay, triple tap delay. No, I don't know why that's not working. I've no idea. Oh, that way. Alright, so yeah, so that means that the signal goes into there, comes into there, and then it goes down into the mix. Send levels. Alright, so you can change, that's direct. And I don't know where that's supposed to sound. Anyway, sorry I'm getting involved there. And then you've also got the fantastic thing for me as well, which is edit. And here on the edit screen, if I move it over there a bit, you've got different areas. So if I click general, there we go. This is the patch name. So at the moment I'm editing part 1, and the patch is called subsignal. So if on the MC-808 I select part 1, that's the sound. If you can, it's quite quiet. I bet that's because I altered the things before. Right, okay, so I could be happy with that or not. So I'll switch that off and I'll go to part 2. Edit. Hang on a second. I've got to choose part 2 on the MC. Right, so there we go. It's a bit more audible, I was thinking, that's all. So edit, poison bass, this is called, category synth bass. this basically is editable, so you can edit the name there, and you can put it in a different category because there's lots of different categories. That's so that you can find your patch easier. So now that's to do with playing notes. I think legato will be from high to low notes and stuff, the time it takes. Yeah, not got that set yet, don't understand that. Unison would be interesting. Let's have a listen. Right, okay, so with Unison, now level up. Yeah, so drop down an octave. Yeah. Off. Yeah, okay. Take it off. Yeah, so anyway, that changes stuff. But then you see, then you've got like wave and pitch. Now here's even more where it gets interesting for me in terms of designing, changing, altering, or creating a new sound from scratch. Because let me just minimize that so that you can just see this. Because this bit here for me is brilliant, because this is where you start to edit the actual patch. Now you can't do that on the MC-808 in the box. You have to do it using an editor. This is therefore going to allow you to make special sounds that nobody else has, or they might have and you've copied them. So love it. Each patch, as far as I know, is made up of, let's just zoom out a little bit, is made up of 4 tones. So at the moment we've got tone 1, 2, 3, 4 on the MC-808. Editing. Did that work? Yeah. When you're editing the different tones, if you're on patch and you press shift, if you notice here, 1 and 2 are lit up, and then those are lit up. I can zoom in a little bit, so you can see that it says there, hopefully, tone switch, and that's tone select. So in other words, those you select for editing. So you're saying yes, you can edit all 4 tones, and here you've got the tone switches. So you can basically use, or hear, sorry, you can hear tone 1 and 2, but not tone 3 and 4. I think the audio went off the mixer for some reason. Don't know why that is. Let's try and that's better. Back to the echoey thing. So what that means is, he says, zooming out again so you could see, and dropping down the brightness. What that means is, at the moment, that 1 tone is selected. 1, 2 tones are selected, and that one aren't. So let's have a listen. There we go. Deselect that one. So all there is now is this square wave at the moment. Now we've got a super saw one on here. Let's enable that one and see what it sounds like. Yeah. And that's a super saw A. So let's put that onto some other really different. They're all the drum ones. Oh, there's some effects. All there was there. There we go. Effects 7, look what that is. And then enable it by clicking on the switch there. Yeah, so I assume you get the idea that you can build up your own set of patches. So I can actually increase the gain there if I press the pads on the MC-808 again. Yeah, so you can put a balance of the different individual tones. You can make one louder, one quieter. You can edit the tone delay. So if I put tone 1 back on, yeah, so that's a bit loud, so I'll just drop that down. Yeah. So if I put a delay on, I can have that coming in later. You see? And you can do that for all of them. So the effects thing, I can leave that on really late. Let's have a listen. Yeah, I don't know if you get that, but actually that's what you can do with delaying the tone. These effects here, colour and depth effects, and let's have a see what happens when we play with those. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, because I heard that then, so switches those off. So we're just listening to this pure square wave at 440 Hertz. Yeah, now the reason it sounds like that is because I've changed this FXM parameter, whatever that means. Yeah, so to build up a decent sounding sound, if that's a thing, I could change this super saw to the same number, 0.45, which is in from there, 45 pure square there. Or I could try that one as well. So then, if we switch that on, yeah, so that's at 1 kilohertz rather than being 440 hertz. Add a bit of depth of colour. You can hear, I don't know, well, I don't know if you can hear that. Listen to this one. Let's try a bit more colour. And depth. Oh! That's why it wouldn't be working, because I didn't happen to switch it on. Imagine trying to do that, all this editing here. Imagine trying to do that through this tiny screen here, using these buttons and faders. Well, sorry, you can't do it through that tiny screen, and you can't use the buttons and faders. You have to use the editor. Have to keep reminding myself of that. That's why we're looking at the editor, because you can't do this on the machine. You can't do this in the box. You have to have the editor. So there we've got a weird sort of thing. Put some more colour, a bit less depth. Yeah, so we've got an interesting sound going on there. Switch the other tone on. And the final tone. Yeah, so I heard that in the background. So that one needs a bit of less gain. Yeah. So, and then the other thing that's really helpful for my head is when we come to the envelope settings over here, all these envelope settings are represented up here. So, for example, there we go. Now let's just switch all the others off so we can hear what's happening to it. So press the pad. Okay. And take it the other way. Let's press the same note. And then increase here. And then we've got the level, which is right up at the top. or down. Sorry. Right, so depth of the envelope. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why is that like that. Let's try it down. Oh, now. So if I press the note and then alter it. So that's an interesting sound. If I switch this on now, this square, and do something similar to that, changing the envelope, there we go, over there, so it builds over time, takes longer to drop down. And then we can drop it down there. So all of a sudden that's not like a normal, what I would consider a normal MC-808 sound coming out. So that's just one page anyway. We've gone perhaps a long time on there. You can have a faff with that. Then you can go to the filters. Oh yes, you could do the same with the filters. Look at this. This is like each tone with its own filter. So now we've got the toned filter envelope. So here's what the tone sounds like at the moment. Now let's alter the cutoff and see what happens. Depth. Right, so depth. Right. Right, so let's change tone to envelope. Just stretch it out a bit and drop down here. So there's an interesting noise going on there, I think. That's sustain at the end, so you're moving up and down so you can... So the filter will sustain higher level later, or flatten off completely. Let's try the other tones on. Right, so we'll change that from a low pass to a high pass filter. Put a bit of resonance on. Mind your ears. Oh, that's what's it, that isn't it? Just drop that down a little bit. Yeah, and change the shape of the filter. And drop it down level wise. Velocity curve. Oh, so if I was playing on a keyboard, I could have a fixed or on the sensitivity to velocity. Yeah, so there's lots to play with there. So that's low pass PKG filter. Alright, let's just drop this down a bit. Start there. Okay, so we'll see where we go with that noise. So that's just like the filter. Now we go to amp. Same again. Look at this. That's just like amazing. So let's switch the other tones off. Start here. Yeah. Now, if we do this, see the tone slowly builds because there's your envelope as it builds to the top. Pan depth, random pan depth. Oh yeah. Oh, that's over in the left. Alternate pan depth. Right. Bias. What's bias? I don't know. But you could do something with that as well. Let's put this on and do the same with that, but have that at a lower level. So I'm altering the, and you can hear the thing changing. And if I do this and this, and with this one, I can hear a mobile phone doing something. See, so I can drop this level down. So that could do it, drop it down a bit also. So that one. So that will drop down and then come back up again if it was a long enough waveform. Anyway, so that's that. LFO time. What does that do? I don't know. Oh, you can actually see the LFO there. Oh, so each tone has its own LFO. Interesting. I don't know where to put this or how to do it, but let's have a look at this through here. So I try. So alright, so that'll be this waveform here. Right, so you can actually see the waveform you're making. Oh my word, what's that? I like it. Rate value. Slow it right down. Increase its speed. Oh, we've got to find out how to use this. Fade. Depth. Pitch. Oh, okay. Let's try that. Right, hang on a second. Let's go back to there and put that louder. Right, so that sound in the background there. Let's have that coming on a bit quicker. Let's have it. Yeah, and let's just switch these off because it's too much for me as if they're all working at the same time. And alter this. So the pitch is altering with that. So I'll take that to TVF. Oh my word. You can do so much with this. And then you can there's pan. And right, so it fan. Oh, that's fade. Does that on in, off in. What does that do? Off in, on in. Oh, offset. Is that offset? Like -50. Oh. Change that waveform to, what's that there? Oh, that's bonkers. So after a particular time, it'll then start panning. Wow. Oh, yes. Okay. So that's LFO. Now we go to, what else can we do? LFO structure. Right, I didn't click it hard enough. Structure. Oh, okay. I had no idea. Patch structure. So if we go back to here and switch the rest of them on, see what we've got now. Yeah, I'll change that effects. It's fun, but I'm going to change it to something else. How about that? Right, okay, so I'll leave it like that. The pure square wave, I'm totally going to change it to something. What's that? Can't quite hear that. If it's just a scratch, it might be really short. Something. Let's try electronic organ. Right, so we'll have that on there like that, and then we'll see what altering this does. Right, so that's obviously WG's the wave generator, I assume. That's the voltage control. Well, something to do with the filter. That's something to do with the amp, I would think. So let's try type 2. That's doing okay. Well, let's change the sound, isn't it? So let's go here. So this is showing the path into of the signals. And you can do the same here, so we can do that. So now I'll just take the octave up one. So we've got a bit of an odd noise there going on now. Take it back to type 1. There we go. Velocity range. We've got, I think this is a way to change what keys will play what notes, I would guess. So you can layer this as a voice. So if I put that right up to the top of the range. Oh no, that's fade, sorry. Put that to the top up there. Yeah, so I'd need to play on the keyboard, I think, for that to work. Try again. Yeah, I think I need a keyboard, but I don't know, because I don't know what I'm doing. Velocity control on, off, random. Don't know. That's great. Anyway, you can do something with that. Oops, get my arm caught on the wire. Matrix control, what on earth does that do? Oh my word, we're over 40 minutes. LFO 1 goes to pitch depth. Okay. Oh, ooh. Oh, okay. Right, very good. Let's do that then. So you can choose it for each. So I guess you'd notice this more on keyboard as well. Destination 3 to pan. So there it is. The editor, I think, is brilliant, and I think you should definitely have a go. Oh, a number of things that I haven't done yet. Oh yes, I suppose. Yes, also. Yes. Oh, dear me. 45 minutes nearly. There's a reverb, key shift. so that's on that there, yeah. Right, that's why it's quieter, because the level's down. I didn't realise. Oh yeah, you see the little green light there? When I press a pad on the MC-808 now, it lights up just to tell you you're pressing something. What's that there? Category. Oh, see, right, so you can actually, yeah, you can like use this to put something in there in terms of a sample, and I haven't done any sampling with this as yet, so that's not going to work. What else haven't we done? Oh, sample, yeah. So this will load in any samples that are on the machine, and this is the sample editor. I haven't used this. What does this do?
Making a crowd jump all around.
All right, okay, that's good.
Make it.
What's that one?
Gonna turn this whole place upside down.
Definitely. Shall we take it back?
Taking it back to the sound of the underground.
Yeah.
Taking it back.
Oh, mobile phone again. Emphasis. Pre-emphasis. De-emphasis. No idea what that does. Loop mode 1 shot. Forward reverse.
Right.
One thing it has done now, just as a thing I didn't know it did, if I turn you and show you the MC-808, it's actually gone into a different mode. If you can read it, there up there it says PC mode, so now it's not actually playing there on the keyboard, and I assume that's because it's read the sample and it's editing the sample on the computer, so it's not allowing the MC-808 to work whilst that's happening. So I'm sure I'm going to have lots of fun with this. Yeah. I don't know whose phone that is, it's not mine. Yeah, so time stretch type. Oh, you can have different types of time stretch. I don't know what that means. Loop tune, original key, beats per minute. Wow, there's all sorts of, I assume, stuff you can do with this. It looks rather complicated and amazing. I wonder if, unless it's a mono, is that like a mono sample, so it only plays in mono? No, I think it's one of these wires. There we go. Right, I think I've got a dirty connection in there or something. I have to have a look at that, or a dodgy wire. Because that should be in stereo. Sorry. Oops. Unless it's on this end. There we go, we're back in again. Something wrong with one of my wires, I think, which is why it's only playing in one ear. And I'm hearing lots of holes. Well, it's not Christmas. Right, right, what's this now? Baby.
Baby.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, so, oh, you can move that over there, so you could just go... Brilliant. Right, so anyway, what we'll have to do is...
Oh, this is crazy.
yeah, which fits perfectly with what I'm trying to say. I think this MC is like...
Crazy.
It's really...
Crazy.
You know?
Crazy.
Do you agree with me? Oh, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And on that note, or on that word, we'll leave it. Do you agree?
Yeah,